Eden's Living TV 2.0. Here is the breakdown of how a narcissistic family structure looks like. And the narcissistic parent exploits the whole family unit to gratify their own personal needs. I love my mother, but my mother lost her first husband. She never processed her trauma, and her post-traumatic stress was not fun for the family, which created my post-traumatic stress. It's a nice, vicious little cycle until you break it. So I've broken mine trying to. Little shout out to the abuse victor, no, not victim. This graphic actually is at ZA Energetics, so I want to give them a shout out. Y'all follow abuse victor, not victim, on Instagram. A narcissist consider themselves a hero or a victim, and attention is always needed to be on them. Expects praise for normal parental duties. Then you have the enabler. This is my poor daddy. Considered good parent, very codependent, remains loyal to the narcissist, will downplay and make their own excuses for their spouse's abusive behavior. Do you know when my daddy had Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, that my mother got mad at me and kept my father away from me for 2 weeks and about killed my father? She would not let him drive the truck to come visit or help me in the yard. It was abuse. It was control. It was to hurt me. It was to hurt him. And it was all about maintaining control. These narcissists also will trauma-based mind control you. Trauma to completely control your life. Then you have your children. Oh, my brother Mark is the golden child. I think either me or Bill's the scapegoat, because Bill used to get all the blame, and now I'm just, the whole family's like, yeah, you know, Susan, I'm a rebel. I'm talking about vaccinations because I used to be biotech pharma. You don't think I'm not going to whistleblow if I know what's going on? I have to. I answer to God. My brother told me we can't have a relationship if I don't stop talking about vaccines. He said, we can't be family. I said, well, that's not on me. I guess if you choose that, you'll have to answer to God, and that's what he's chosen. So the scapegoat acts out, that's me, verbalizes problems, the family tries to cover up, that is so little Susu Eden. Narc projects all their shame and rage onto this child, different from family culture. If you're different from your family, oh, you're going to be the scapegoat, and everything's going to be your problem. Oh, it's her, it's Eden. You know Eden, she doesn't want to get along. No, if it's immoral and wrong, I'm not going to go along to get along. That was my ex-fiance. I'm going to go along to get along. He's not a man. I said, bye-bye. Can't stand up for children. Can't stand up for people being, killed by bioweapons. Then bye. I don't go along to get along. Golden child. The narc projects their best qualities. Oh, yes, that's Mark. Onto the child and receives whatever they want. He gets cashmere sweaters and diamond rings and brand new sports cars to go to, the most prestigious law school in Mississippi, Ole Miss. That was Mark. Treated special. The narc lives vicariously through them. Mark had a wedding that, oh my gosh, when was that? Back in probably 1980s. I bet that wedding was like $250,000, $300,000. Plantation, Rolls Royce, band, champagne fountains. That's what I grew up in, y'all. And I had to get humbled and live in the real world after mom and dad died. And I about starved to death because I was too proud to touch my inheritance. And I'm on disability. I was run over by 5 cars. I used to be in the pharmaceutical industry. I was life coach, and then my gang stalking got so bad I can't work. They won't let me work. So if you want to help me, like, share, and donate, Cash App at Eden's Living, $. What is it? Cash App, $, Eden's Living TV. Yeah, they won't let me work. The gang stalking by the narcissist part of our society, the Freemasons that hire psychopaths to terrorize you. Yeah, they won't let me work. So everywhere you try to go work or do or have relationships or resell stuff or wholesale stuff, they always going to give you problems. So I just stopped. I just said, okay, stop. I'm not going to try to work. I can't. I'm too sick, actually. But the lost child, let's talk about the little lost child. And I'm being real. I'm being real raw with people and just showing you what I grew up in, what I had to survive. Mama had 5 kids. Dad had 3 kids. They got married, and guess who got, pregnant at 39? I was not planned nor wanted. My mom told me, I love you, but you weren't planned. We had 8 kids. So that always makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, huh? You weren't wanted or needed. So being the only child of two parents and the other siblings not having their both parents, I was always kind of seen as the out, like the little doggy looking in through the window going, just let me in and love me. I was never let in or loved by those people. I wasn't. They never loved me. They left me. When my mom and dad died, they left me to fend for myself after being, in a 5-car pileup. 300 pounds, couldn't even function, and was going blind because of the medicine I was taking. That's where I've clawed from, y'all. That's why I come on here for free and try to teach you and try to get you healed too, because I didn't have the money for therapists. I had to figure it out myself. Here, lost child. For all you lost children out there that feel lost and alone and not seen, this is for you. Does not receive blame or praise for parents and basically needs are ignored to varying degrees. Withdrawal and self-isolates. It's a lost child in the family. The one that feels like everything's their fault. Nobody loves them. Everybody's against them. They're lost. They're disconnected. The narcissistic parent never made them feel integrated, never loved them, never encouraged them, never connected with them. I know I have a friend of mine. She's dead now. One of her daughters was a product of her husband going and having an affair, Marty, out there. And Marty always felt like she didn't belong or wasn't loved. And Sharon, well, they're dead. Sharon never made her daughter feel loved or needed or wanted. So guess what happened to her daughter? She got on drugs, started having affairs, started sleeping with men, had psychiatric issues. When you're not wanted or loved or feel like you are protected and safe in the world, you kind of have a lot of shame and rage, and usually you get on drugs. That's the lost child. Jesus found me. I'm not lost anymore. Jesus found me. He's healing me. He's all I need. I get in the Word and I walk and talk with Jesus. That's all I need in the world. Though His scripture protects me, His armor protects me. This world's crazy, guys. They went on Mount Sinai and gave the new 10 Commandments, and all these politicians and world leaders, they're narcissists. They're filled with demons. And if you don't know Jesus and the love of Jesus, that true love, that unconditional love, you won't ever be saved from this narcissistic structure, because these people are possessed. They're possessed. And they need deliverance. And if you're in this family structure, you probably have post-traumatic stress if you're an empath. Or you just feel isolated and you just don't have family. Sometimes it really is best to keep arm's length. You can love them from a distance, but if they're toxic and controlling, if their love have conditions, they're not your family. These are the narcissistic family that exploits. They exploit the whole unit. If you got a narcissist in the family, you got a whole dysfunctional family. Eden's Living, telling you the truth.